I'm a bad mood, gotta keep it tight. Hold my baby squid, keep him out of sight. Talking about my life, government, stay away. If you drive, I'ma do it my own way. Squid in the ocean, swimming all alone. Ain't nobody telling me where to go. Living free, gotta stay true to myself. No need for interference from anyone else. Squid pro quo, that's the way to be. Living on my terms, setting myself free. I'm to my baby, protecting with my no government intrusion. I control my life.
Guys, it's Squid. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's a little dark in here. I have a little bit of a headache today. But I'm trying not to show it. How is everybody doing? My internet sucks as usual, but you know, it is what it is. So I am just gonna do a quick live stream. A quick live stream, not super. I've been debating. Okay, so y'all saw the title. I've been trying to record a video to Benny Johnson's videos that have been coming out every day on this Jeffrey Epstein stuff. But I wanted to record a video because I wanted to keep my channel monetized. Because y'all know, I have opinions. Being a mother myself of a daughter, and hating government corruption and calling bullshit out where I see it, y'all know that I have opinions. But I've been trying to do it in a way where I keep my channel monetized. Well, I was watching a video late last night, and I watching a video late last night, and I figured out that the Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit on 7/7 of 25, which obviously is quite recent ago. You know, all over Jeffrey Epstein. So I am waiting the page to load right now, because they did file a lawsuit back in February. Pretty close to the same lawsuit. However, it's been yeah, this is gonna be. I might still record a video doing a reaction to because some people have done a lot more research than I have. But you know, on this, I read lawsuits. And I've seen Fox News mention the lawsuit. I've seen various other channels mention the lawsuit. Well, I have the lawsuit because that's what we do here. We don't talk about the lawsuit, we read the lawsuit. Not always the most fun and entertaining thing in the world. However, it's the most accurate information and doesn't give people's opinions. Opinion of what I think about the lawsuit while we're reading it. However, we still talk about what's actually in the lawsuit, and they don't just show you the first page and go from there. I actually read straight from the lawsuit, so y'all know what is actually in it, because there's always a difference between what is said on the news. And even though I'm technically a Republican and all that, and I technically lean more towards what Fox News said, even Fox News is full of shit 90% of the fucking time. Yes, do they have more generally accurate facts? Yes, but they still have opinion shows that are generally presented as fact. So do I still believe anything they say without actually doing my own research. No. So, and sorry, I'm getting to get straight into this because I have plans after this. I am doing my What the Hales update video at 5 o'clock tonight. That way we can get more people, because I know it's hard. It's Friday, people work. More people can get into it. Mr. Squid is on his way home from work right now, and I am going to the gym to work out my fat butt. Because yeah. And Jen, I've been waiting for you to do this one. I'm doing a live, and I've talked to you a little bit about this, of going live versus recording a video. Recording videos is not easy for me because of the fact that I hate editing. Figured out the reason that I hate editing is because I hate looking at myself. I hate looking at I talk with my hands. So when I am editing, I'm trying to keep my hands down here when I record a video, so that when I edit, you don't see this and then this, and you're like, wait, that's a crappy cut. It's because I hate choppy edits. I hate when I watch a video and I see choppy edits. So I'm picky. So it takes me forever to edit. I do have an edited video reacting to Senator Kennedy's putting up of information, appropriated funds last year. It is just a short video. It's a 6-minute video from his channel. Don't read too deep into it. He does not go into what his sources are for those information, and I don't either. He is presenting it to Congress. I'm pretty sure they have the information if you ask for it. But this is a 12-page document, so we are going to get into this. I wonder some days if Pam Bondi is going to get Fox News contributor position in the next administration. Doubtful. Doubtful. I think this is the end of Pam Bondi's career. She should resign in disgrace. Like, she should resign in disgrace. Like, it is one thing to go on TV and say, I have a whole bunch of files on my desk, on my computer, I have to look at. I don't know everything that I have. But it's another thing to say, I have the list on my desk. That is a very specific statement. To say, I have the list on specific statement. And then try to backtrack it and be like, well, I had videos, I had the files. If you had the files, just say, I have all the information related to the case on my desk. It's a lot to go through. I don't know what I have. I don't know what I have is if what I have is appropriate to release. Be honest. I feel like what she did riled up the base. However, and I do not like the fact that Trump tried to cut in and save her ass by answering a question and deflecting. Why are we still talking about him? Motherfucker, you're the one who started bringing him up in 2015. So, like, don't. But I do think that Trump is not on the list. I don't think that Trump is a client, because, if Pam Bondi has the same exact information that the last administration had, if Trump was anywhere in those documents doing any nefarious shit, the last administration, who has been searching for dirt on him for the last decade, would have put that shit out there easily. Like, so do I like how he's handling this situation? Fuck no. Am I generally a Trump supporter? Yes. Do I like how he's handling this situation? No. Can I like someone's overall job performance and not like every decision they make? Yes. And do I call bullshit out no matter what fucking side it's on? Yes. Yeah, they are hiding some major fucking people. Yeah. Alan Dershowitz, yeah, then that's another thing I've seen, because he has the list and he knows the names on the list but cannot speak about it because yeah. And at a certain point, I think, okay, and this is me doing a hypothetical, and I wish no ill will on Alan Dershowitz, but if he gets older and say he gets diagnosed with a terminal illness where he knows that he's only got like you know, that I think he will run his mouth because he's like, what do I got to lose at this point? So, but he is, I don't think that he is a self-deleting person. So, so, and Palmer's Washer, sweet little baby squid nanny or whatever fund. Yeah, we need to go to the store and buy bananas yesterday because I told her she was wanting one. I told her to go in the kitchen get one, and she starts screaming from the kitchen, and I'm thinking she just can't reach it. Yeah, we ran out, and I didn't realize it. So, yeah. I think there are some big fish on that list, but I also think there are some people on that are not only this is me speculating, pure speculation, have no idea. I'm not calling anybody, but you know, um, but there are people like Alan Dershowitz said who have accused other people of things to appear as victims who are not victims. That's one thing that complicates, and I'm not making excuses for anybody in the government because Pam Bondi, I believe Pam Bondi prematurely opened her mouth and tried to give herself public positive press and fucked herself away. I believe that she is doing some good things in regards to child issues. If you've looked at my trigger warning, if you've looked at my coverage on Order of Nine Angels 764 or any of my coverage on Nikita Kassap, I believe she has done some good exploitation in that area. However, just because you've done good things doesn't mean that I like you. So I yeah, we're just I also think there are some big names that foreign dignitary information on let's just put it, information on foreign operatives. So it's well known that we have operatives, spies in the world, gathering intelligence ish. There might be people on those lists who know who those people are. So not only think about it in the sense of, I know we're all pissed off at the government right now. And I believe the government in this administration prematurely spoke about what they could do. I believe that they are getting pushback from people overseas who are willing to out our possible intelligence agents because they know their names. Not that the intelligence agents are the ones that are on the list, but the foreign dignitaries like Prince Andrew, who is well known. No, he's well known to be a friend of, so that's, but I'm not sure there's a client list in the Epstein case. Only list I know is the Maxwell Black book that was disclosed in her trial. Civil suit post-death also had some names exposed. Yeah, I'm just sure that there is some foreign people on that list who have some influence, not so much over like everybody's saying like, oh, Israel, possibly, but like think about it a little bit deeper than that. Think about it as we have foreign operatives all over the world embedded in areas that, gathering intelligence. If on that who those operatives are and say, if you expose me, I will expose your operatives, possibly getting them unalived. There's like a, yes, we want to release this list and these people's names, but we're going to end up getting innocent Americans killed. There's this like, yeah, national security is the problem. We can't absorb it. That's the problem. And, like, I was so pissed when this started thinking about it and I'd started discussing it with people. And then the whole, like, when someone mentioned the CIA, and at first I was like, "Oh, the CIA's got their hands in everything." And then I was like, "No, the people who have nothing to do with it, but are operating in foreign countries, who the heads of state of those countries know who those people possibly are, might be on these lists and shit, and might get those operatives killed if their names are." So it's like it's a shitty situation, and I think that I think Pam Bondi fucked herself in the sense of she said it months ago, and now we're not going to let it go because you fucked yourself. You said something and now you're backtracking. How about you just don't say it to begin with? You won't have a problem. Well, as big of a problem. Let's be honest. All right. This was filed 7/7/25 in the District of Columbia, and everything, just so you know, everything for the District of Columbia is on Pacer because of the fact that DC is not a state. Everything is technically federal. That's why it's on Pacer. For those of you who don't live in the US and were wondering why it's Pacer and it's federal document. Complaint. Plaintiff Judicial Watch brings this action against defendant U.S. Department of Justice to compel compliance with the Freedom of Information Act. 5 U.S. Code Statute 552 as grounds therefore, plaintiff alleges as follows. Jurisdiction and venue. Court has jurisdiction over this action pursuant to 5 U.S. Code 552A4B and 28 U.S. Code 1331. Yeah. That's, yeah. Billion-dollar business. You can bet there's some pretty big names involved in the sex exploitation of crap been going on for decades. Yeah. And what I'm hoping for is that these individual players, these individual and the person who just messaged me, I did not see any of the stuff you sent me. So I will look at it more thoroughly when I'm done here. I did not see any of it. What sucks is I'm hoping that some of the people who were victimized come forward and start suing, because that's honestly the only way that any of us is going to come forward, is if the victims are like, yep, that was me. Screw you. Venue is proper in this district pursuant to that code. Plaintiff Judicial Watch is a not-for-profit educational organization incorporated under the laws of the District of Columbia and headquartered at 425 3rd Street. Plaintiff seeks to promote transparency, accountability, and integrity in government and fidelity to the rule of law. As part of regularly requests records from federal agencies pursuant to FOIA. Plaintiff analyzes the responses and disseminates its findings to the request and the requested records to the American public to inform them of what their government is up to. And I appreciate Judicial Watch. I've never had a issue with Judicial Watch as far as like what they do. Like I enjoy their content, so to speak. They are. I wish they'd teach me how to do a FOIA request because I suck at them. Oh. Good morning, King Bob. Defendant, U.S. DOJ, is an agency of the United States government. Defendant has possession, custody, and control of records to which plaintiff seeks access. Statement of facts. November 13th, 24, plaintiff submitted a FOIA request via web portal to the DOJ seeking the following. Records and communications of the below-listed Department of Justice employees, including emails, email chains, attachments, text messages, calendar invites, calendar meetings, correspondence, briefings, letters, memoranda, reports, notes, opinions regarding A, pardons of any persons incarcerated due to convictions in federal court in D.C. related to crimes committed at the U.S. Capitol in D.C. on Wednesday, January 6, 2021. B, directives or orders focus on arresting additional suspects by the type of offense allegedly committed by these people. I just as a Sound of Freedom gives a pretty good summary of the internal exploitation. Yeah, I couldn't watch that. I couldn't watch that. Yeah, I couldn't. And they also filed a this is related to, well, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff. Oh my god. I Hold on one second. I have to stop my camera for a second. I have to respond to a text message that I just got. Y'all take a quick 5-second break. I will be right back. Okay, thanks. And they've filed multiple lawsuits. So there is this. I have to show you guys this one too. This was the one I was originally going to talk about until I saw that they filed a new lawsuit. This was filed 4/8. So this one, and I actually might read through this one first, because that other one sounds like it's going to be more about January 6th as well, and that one is, I'm sorry, January 6th has been like beaten like a dead horse. I just can't do any more January 6th talk. So switching over to this one. Sorry, I hate to do this in the middle of the thing, but I did not get the the time to read the whole thing. And when I first got it, I was like, maybe it's, maybe it's about Jeffrey Epstein. Because this is the one I was going to read first. But this is from back in May or April. So this is shorter. I don't think any of the people from CAP didn't do anything. Nothing would have been done. Yeah, and this is where we're doing a live. Kind of is frustrating, and this is we're doing a live on this. It's frustrating because it's like I start reading something thinking that it's going to be one thing because the government or the news describes it as one thing, and it ends up being another. Because I was busy all morning and didn't have time to read all of the files before that other one. I had found it recently, but it is another one where they started talking about where they sued the DOJ, and it's like I looked up on Pacer how many judicial or how many webs or open actions that they have against the Department of Justice, and there's like so many. So this is the one that I wanted to read. So I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I can't do when I saw January 6th and that, I'm like, even if that does have to do with Jeffrey Epstein, like this one is all Jeffrey Epstein, and I can't do January 6th anymore. I can't. A federal law enforcement agent portrayed in that movie actually quit his job and went on his own to investigate since the government tied his hands, getting the big fish involved. No, it's me. My internet sucks today. The weather has been really shitty around here. Really shitty. Also, there is a second movie coming out, too. I don't know when it's coming out, but let me. And this is where impromptu live streams kind of get a little problematic, if you know what I mean, because you think you're going to talk about one thing, and then you start talking about another thing. So there's been Tim Ballard was going to come out with another movie. And there's been controversies whether it was going to come out. Nope, it's mine. And I have to do something with my internet, and I just don't know what's up with it lately. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live or a recorded video on HR4, the video that I recorded the other day where Senator Kennedy was talking about what he was going to cut out of the budget, or what he wanted to cut out of the budget. Let me refresh my internet and I will be back in a hot minute. Sometimes refreshing gives me an easier time. There we go. Now I'm not getting that same 1056. There we go. Oh, now I'm getting it again. Well, what the hell? The weather has been so bad around here that it's me. But let's get into this. Before my internet completely. The impromptu live streams where I know I want to talk about some things is, and I'm running short on time, so it's like you need to use code word for Epstein, and that title will definitely draw unwanted powers from the topic, or that want the topic buried. I would say yes and agree with you, but so many channels have used it and seem to be fine so far that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay, at least for now. If I talk about anything that's not a legal document, like if I start giving my complete personal opinion, I'm not sure where you live, but we got EMC, has good internet. We don't have many options around here. But if I do start giving my own like complete opinion, then I will do that. But when I'm reading legal docs, it's a little bit better. And that's one of the reasons that I read legal docs a lot. Not only do I like to know exactly what's in them, I'm reading a public document, so people can't go get too happy and like try to take me down a little bit easier. Because there are people who have tried to take my channel down. And you notice in a certain case who hasn't been sued because I read legal documents. So, yeah, you know. All right, we know who Judicial Watch is. Statement of facts. This is where it gets interesting, because there's something about this that doesn't add up. On February 21st, 2025, plaintiff submitted a FOIA request for the Office of Information Policy, a component of defendant seeking access to the following: all records of communication between Attorney General Bondi and any other individual or entity regarding any lists or any other records depicting the identities of clients or associates of the asshole. This request includes, but is not limited to, all records related to department's compilation, distribution, handling, and potential public release of any such record or the information contained therein. The request hereinafter referred to as the OIP Bondi request also referenced a news report to provide further clarification. For purposes of clarification, please see, here's the kicker. I will open this link in a new tab, and I will show you what comes up when you open this new tab. I need to get charcoal and cotton balls for my ears when Squid puts out her own opinions to filter my brain so it does not explode from all the things I might agree with. I'm sorry. I don't know how to take that. But this is what comes up when you click the link. Yeah, somebody's Fox News is, I don't know if Fox News is scrub-a-dub-dubbing or if the DOJ is forcing Fox News to scrub-a-dub-dub. It's a thing. Either way, somebody's hiding something. But I will say, my own opinion, looking at who's been talking and who hasn't, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have been pretty damn mute since they released that FBI memo. They looked pretty damn uncomfortable in that press conference, and they've been pretty mute since. I don't think they're happy with the pushback that they've gotten. I don't know why they're surprised. February 27th, OIP acknowledged the receipt of the Bondi request and advised plaintiff that the request had been assigned tracking number 02863. OIP also invoked FOIA's 10-day extension of time provision for unusual circumstances. I got opinions on it. I like my channel monetized. I don't make much money, but it helps. Plaintiff has received no further response from OIP regarding the Bondi request. The DOJ asshole request. There, how's that for a nickname? I have him all either pictures, like thumbnail pictures, or documents related to him on my that are saved to my computer are saved as the asshole files. I just yeah, Dan walked in the office like a bulldog, but is acting like a chihuahua wearing a shock collar. What happened to the Secret Service agent with a pair of balls? Apparently, Pam took them and put them on her shelf. Somebody took his balls. Just saying. On February 27th, plaintiff submitted a FOIA request to the Criminal Division, another component of defendant, seeking access to the following: all records related to Jeffrey Edward Asshole, born in New York City on January 20th, 1953, and died on August 10th, 2019 in New York City. The request hereinafter, referred to as DOJ asshole request, was submitted via the FOIA.gov portal and received the same day it was submitted. By letter dated February 28th, the Criminal Division acknowledged receipt of the request and advised plaintiff that the request had been transferred to the Executive Office for U.S. Attorneys, another component of defendant. And I'm sorry, even the DOJ has too many components and is too damn big. Conspiracy theory, Bongino and Patel are cloned because they didn't fall on. I'm not even gonna go there. By letter dated March 7th, EOUSA acknowledged the receipt of the request and advised the plaintiff that the request had been assigned FOIA tracking number 2025-002362. I think the government's messing with your sound to keep this quiet. Probably not. I think it's just the fact that I have rural internet, and sometimes it sucks. In a second letter dated March 7th, the EOUSA alleged that the request was a duplicate of an earlier request submitted by plaintiff that was still being processed. EOUSA advised that plaintiff that the request would be processed under the earlier request, that it had closed the request as a result. EOUSA also advised plaintiff that the decision to close the DOJ request was a final appealable determination. On information and belief, plaintiff submitted EOUSA 2020-00062 in late 2019 and has not yet received a determination. So, oh Jesus, this whole thing is like, this whole thing is stupid. Like, you 4 years, 5 years later, because it's 2020. Like, it. Plaintiff administratively appealed EOUSA's final decision. Well, my neighbor is chasing her dog through my backyard. Hold on. I got a notification from the cameras and I thought Mr. Squid was home, so I told the little, and turns out it was my, yeah. Yeah. Plaintiff administratively appealed EOUSA's final determination regarding the request. On the same date, EOUSA issued its determination March 7th. Defendant subsequently assigned plaintiff's appeal a tracking number of that. Plaintiff has received no further response from EOUSA regarding plaintiff's appeal. No kidding. Shocker. Shocker. Yeah, yesterday was awful. It went from being fine, like when I logged off the computer yesterday, like all of a sudden, like I got a delivery of a Walmart delivery and all my stuff was wet. And it was like, oh crap. I knew it was supposed to rain, but I didn't think it was supposed to rain like that. FBI asshole request. Also, on February 27th, plaintiff submitted a FOIA request to the FBI, another component of defendant, seeking access to the following: all records related to the asshole born in New York City. We know who he is by now. If you don't know who he is, lucky you. The request hereinafter referred to as the FBI asshole request was submitted via the FBI's e-FOIA portal and received the same day it was submitted. By letter dated March 17th, the FBI acknowledged receipt of the FBI Epstein request and advised plaintiff that the request had been assigned FOIA request number. That request numbers are not important to you guys. That's why I skip over it. Here they are. They don't give even a retraction. It's like the whole website just doesn't exist. Usually they say like it's just so weird. It's just so weird. In a second letter, this is where I get picky, dated also March 17th, the FBI invoked the 10-day extension of the time provisions for unusual circumstances. Plaintiff has received no further response from the FBI concerning that request. The FBI Patel request on February 28th, plaintiff submitted another FOIA request in between Director Patel and any other individual or entity regarding any list or other records depicting the identities of clients or associates of the asshole. This request includes, but is not limited to, all records relating to the department's compilation, distribution, and handling, and the potential public release of any such record or the information contained therein. We should have all known there was never going to be a public release. I don't know why we got our damn hopes up. The request hereinafter referred to as the FBI Patel request was submitted via the e-portal and received the same day it was submitted, 17th. The receipt advised plaintiff that the request had been assigned request number that. In a second letter, also dated March 17th, the FBI invoked a 10-day extension of the time provision for unusual circumstances. As of this date, the complaint defendant has failed to produce the requested records or demonstrate that the requested records are lawfully exempt from production. Yeah, no response to a FOIA request is not annexed in the documents. You gotta come up with something better than that. Count 1, violation of FOIA, 5 U.S. Code 552. Numbers. I was not planning on going live with this morning until I saw that this was available and was like, I don't know how many people have actually heard about this. And then I saw the second one that was filed, but conveniently it was filed 7/7. People are talking about it as if it was related to Epstein and apparently has nothing related to Epstein in it, which is fucking bizarre. Plaintiff realleges paragraphs. Fox News showed it, dated 7/7/25, as if it was related to Epstein. Unless I have to look up in Pacer if this one has an updated amended complaint. But from what I saw, it was document 1. And it said filed 7/7/25, which is the other document I had. They were talking about it as if it was related to Epstein, and it was not. Where's the journalistic integrity with that, Laura Ingram? Not calling anybody out, but that's the site I saw it on. And the person who just sent me the docs, thanks, but I already have them. And there's competing documents, basically documents in both cases, Fed 1 and Fed 2, for the other case, the What the Hales case, are the same things. They're dropped in both cases, but be the judge's orders and the motions, they're the same thing. So don't waste your money paying for them twice. Just a heads up. Plaintiff alleges paragraphs 1 through 19 is fully stated herein. Defendant is in violation of FOIA. Plaintiff is being irreparably harmed by defendant's violation of FOIA, and plaintiff will continue to be irreparably harmed unless defendant is compelled to comply with FOIA requirements. The whole nation is being irreparably harmed. The only people that are potentially being saved is foreign operatives who might be exposed if certain people are exposed and might reveal sensitive information. That's really the only issue at hand. Because defendant failed to make final determinations on the Bondi request, the asshole request, and the Patel request, which all 3 of these could actually be asshole requests, the DOJ asshole request, within the time required by FOIA, plaintiff is deemed to have exhausted its administrative remedies. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that the court order the defendant to conduct searches for any and all records responsive to plaintiff's FOIA requests and demonstrate that its employed search methods reasonably likely to lead to the discovery of records responsive to the request. 2, order defendants to produce by a date certain and all non-exempt records responsive to plaintiff's FOIA request and bond indices of any responsive records withheld under claim of exemption, enjoin defendant from continuing to withhold and all non-exempt records from records responsive to plaintiff's FOIA requests, and 4, grant plaintiff an award of attorney's fees and other litigation costs reasonably incurred in this action pursuant to 5 U.S. Code 552 A4E, and 5, grant plaintiff such other relief as the court deems just and proper. Dated April 8th of 2025. That was filed back in April. I have to look into this case and see if this case actually went anywhere. I highly doubt it. But this was not the document that was shown on Fox News. In the clip that was, somebody clipped the Fox News clip and played it on their video. And I got it from, that's where I started going, oh, wait, this exists. And I started looking into it. And I could not, and I swear it's a document 1 filed 7/7/25. So I looked and I found that. And if I was looking at the correct document, the document that they showed on the news in regards to the Epstein issue had nothing to do with Epstein. This is the one that they showed. Hey, beautiful. What's the matter with me? This is the one that they showed. Document 1, filed 7/7/25. And this is talking about January 6th, 2021. And a letter dated November 24th, or November 14th. Hold on one second. Oh. I appreciate Brackett's alignment. BBB could learn something from this document, right? Like, are you okay? Okay. So I wonder who's Patsy that's going to be put on the chopping block. I hope it's Pam Bondi. She should resign in disgrace. In disgrace. Now this story the agencies and news agencies are going with is the Biden administration wiped all the data. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hi. You want to say hi? Hi. And hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. So this all has to do with another violation of FOIA because the DOJ apparently does not like to follow FOIA dated 7 July of 2025. But like this has everything to do with January 6th. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I will get it. Toddler crack. Just a heads up. I'm getting it, girl. I gotta open it. It's over there. Here you go. It's over there. Girl, I can go get it for you right now. You can go get it. Oh, toddler life. So this doesn't actually have anything to do with what it's so freaking weird. It's just the sort of summons and stuff like that. But hey Joe, thank you for the 1999 super chat. Banana Fund. I appreciate you so much. Oh, and your avatar, your Muppet avatar is I love it. I love the glasses. Oh, okay. Here. I'll help you. Go get your pad and I'll help you. She got her she went to get her plate. Ready? Girl, I'm gonna get you. You just can't. I just don't have the hands. That said, she's got some explaining to do. Yeah, I'm not ready to shove Bondi under the bus yet. I am only for one reason. She had said that she had the files, or she had the list on her desk. That right there, if she would not have said that, I would be better with this whole thing. If she would have just kept her mouth shut about that, or said, I have a whole bunch of information, that's different. But she specified she had a list on her desk. That right there, I'm throwing her butt under the bus. And we're gonna make it a school bus, so all the kids that she screwed over can run her ass over. I don't advocate for violence, but hypothetic has to do with it. It's not you. It's the stream. It's the stream. I have to probably update. I have to probably restart my internet because we had some power out, not outages, but just some you know when things get wonky and your electronic devices just need like a reset. I probably need to unplug my router and plug it back in. So yeah, it's about to I think it's about to storm here again. And there's been a lot of thunderstorms, not just rain. There's been a lot of thunderstorms. So that interferes with everything. So it's the deep state. So we had that before we get going. We had that I did that sorry. I did that Sundays are for the swamp stream. And I don't know if I'm going to do that every week, but maybe like every other week or once a month. I might do that again because that was kind of fun. Throwing the government under the bus. You want water? I don't know where your water's at. You can have mine. Just don't backwash, please. Give me that side eye. I saw that. Cutie pie. All right. And hey, living life. How are you? No. And for everyone that dumps on Judicial Watch, the fact that Tom Fitton is not a lawyer, he does more for government accountability. Yeah. For by 9 a.m. than most people do in 10. I mean, he has very good intentions. Like, I have not seen anything that he's done where I'm like, okay, now you're just trying to be an asshole or get information that you're just trying to annoy people. What he's trying to do is actually keep people accountable, which, hey, I'm all for government accountability because that's part of the reason I go through federal documents is government accountability, because the federal system, there's no cameras and we only get randomness from possible journalists who might be in the courtroom, maybe, and that's few and far between. So I like to read actual documents to see what is going on. I will be back tonight, 5 p.m. with the What the Hales documents. I will be looking more into Judicial Watch's FOIA request lawsuits, because I did not realize how many times they actually sue the government over FOIA requests. There's a lot. There's a lot. I am going to redirect you guys to Flux. She is doing a Project Zomboid base building stream right now. Y'all go tell her I said hi. I'm going to put my socks on and my shoes on. See, I got stuff ready to go with my shoes down here, and change the little's diaper. Hope Mr. Squid gets home in time so I don't have to take her with me. And I'm going to go work out and do some box jumps and front squats and rope climbs. My fat butt has not rope climbed in a year. So we're gonna do some fat ass rope climbs. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you tonight for the last weekly, or the last of the week's updates in the What the Hales streams. Should be an interesting one. Bye, guys. I will talk to you later. Bye. Hold on. You want to say bye? Bye. Have a great day, everybody.